guy's a lawyer, and it was funny to me that as a young lawyer, he needed to go to the Philippines to find a wife. Now, he'd been shopping around in the States, but basically, he wasn't finding a woman who he felt he could commit to. He wanted someone who was going to be more modest. He wanted someone who was going to be more domestic. And women can, it's perfectly fine for women to say that's not what that's not what they're selling. But that's what he wants. That's the kind of woman he was looking for. He wanted a woman who could take care of the home. He makes plenty of money. He went to the Philippines and he found exactly what he wanted. They've got a channel on TikTok called Pinay Social. And part of what he talked about was how when he first met her, one of the first things he noticed that was a green light for him was how she was dressed very modestly. She's very modest in her dress. She's very modest in her speech. He was talking to a woman who basically hadn't been out just having her fun. She was conservative. She wasn't looking to date. She was looking to marry. Wanted to find the right kind of guy for her to build a relationship with. He was all in after a week. And he's in Houston, I believe, and she's basically kind of out a little bit in the provinces of Cebu. He would send her care packages, put the time in, got the paperwork together, brought her to the States, and they got married, and they are building a life. Now, the funny thing is, there are women in the States who probably want the life that he can give her. They want that life. He's the guy, and he wants the woman. He just hasn't been able to find the woman who has kind of the modesty he's looking for, the demeanor he's looking for. He had to fly to the Philippines, and it didn't even take him a week to figure out that he found a woman who would offer what he wanted, which was a loyal wife, someone who could be the mother of his children. There are plenty of guys making that kind of money who are in his same dilemma. They want a wife. They can't find the kind of wife they are looking for, and they don't know what to do. And for a lot of those guys, if they just got on a plane and went over to the Philippines, well, problem would be solved in a week. I mean, let me tell you, buyer beware. You go to the Philippines as a guy, what you got to worry about is not coming back 2 weeks later with a kid on the way. That's a real risk. You'll find a woman who might treat you better than anyone has treated you in your life, and you'll think, wait a minute, my expectations were set too low. I didn't expect what I'm getting here, and it never occurred to me to set my sights that high. I need to start aiming higher. This is a woman who will go all in. This is a woman who I do believe would stick it out until death do us part. So this is the kind of woman who I'm going to commit to. This is the kind of woman who I'm going to build a life for. I can afford to put a woman up in a very nice neighborhood where she doesn't have to work. But if all she's going to do is complain about how things could be even easier, why bother? I want someone who will actually appreciate what I'm giving them. And when guys go to the Philippines, they're finding a level of appreciation that they haven't seen before. So I say, you know what? Before you write everyone off, take a trip to the Philippines. See if you aren't finding what you want. And if you are, well, maybe you will start the kind of life that you've been looking for.